Hey guys, Thomas the Slow Genie here, aka Mustached. I'm here to review Hide in the Light, and quick apologies before I can even begin. I'm sorry that I am unable to keep up with every other movie reviewer who's currently seeing Venom. I have deeply fallen behind, and I came across some other movies that I thought I'd review along the way. So there's a lot of catching up I have to do. Uh, YouTube not being my job continues not to help, and having my job, actual job, push more days on me actually also doesn't help. Shocker. So anyways, this is Hide and Light, as I mentioned, and then the movie starts in 1966. And it starts with this little girl with this blanket or sheet covering her face, and a priest and nun helping her out. So we learn that the blind girl, or the girl in the blanket, is named Amanda. The nun uncovers her face, and Amanda claims that she has a friend, and then vanishes and opens and closes the door on the nun. We see her go down the stairs and try to check out on Amanda, but then she is covered in the darkness and then carried off screen into the darkness. So it cuts to a man asking Amanda a few other questions, and then it cuts to a party of people. This particular party of people is called the Urban Explorers. It is this team that apparently goes out exploring urban stories in general. So one of the characters, Becca, gets proposed to, and we see our main character, Gabrielle, sit alone for a bit. She feels isolated from the rest of the group, and one of the other ladies checks in on her. Anyways, it cuts to them heading toward this building and sneaking inside. So one of the guys does a little quick scare, and they proceed forward. They all get walkie-talkies, and they move on, separating by teams. So Becca, who I mentioned earlier, and her soon-to-be husband go on a route within the house. These two other individuals go into the kitchen. These two other characters. There are these two gay characters who are coupled along with each other, kind of, I guess. And they travel together with these two women as well. So anyways, one of the characters sees something run across, and people are starting to see certain things. Meanwhile, Gabrielle, or as I called her, Gabe, she also has a guy who is interested in her, but at the moment she is currently not interested in him. So we get this other team, Karen, who was the one she was the one that went in the kitchen, and they are also the recording team. They got a recorder, and they start to actually do that. So they hear a noise, and they decide to check it out. So while that's going on, this upstairs team goes inside a separate room, and they try to also check this locked door. Meanwhile, sorry, I'm sick. Anyway, the gay team head outside. I'm sorry, I didn't catch most of the characters' names in this. Um, anyway, I just refer to them as their teams. I wrote their names down later on, but regardless, one of the guy team splits up from the girl team, so the separation is getting even more ridiculous than it already is. And Gabe and per not guy, I guess, find a few papers and recorders about Amanda, and they learn a little bit more about her and hear a noise. So we cut to the recording team, who sees the girl for a moment. One of them does, the one who's currently recording. And the team soon to be married, they see a figure of a girl and look at them and looking at them move or whatever. So one of the women, who's a part of the gay team, starts to hear noise and separates herself alone, hearing a noise and checking it out. Meanwhile, Gabrielle reunites with the soon-to-be married team. So we cut back to the woman who went by herself to see a girl, and Amanda closes the door on her, and I finally caught this woman's name. Her name was Tiff, and she was the one left behind. So the rest of the team tells the gay guys, because they were with her prior, to go back to get her. And while that's going on, the future wife, reads more about this book and gets more info. And this happens quite frequently throughout the movie, where there's a bit of nothing going on, so one of the characters, mainly her actually, decides to just go back to this book and start reading again. Anyways, Tiff gets pulled into the darkness, and the two gay guys scare the other woman that was with them, Jackie. I got her name eventually. And I also got the married girl's name, Katie, or Kate. And she hears or sees the girl and hears noise. And then one of the gay characters, I didn't write which one got grabbed, but one of them does, and they end up getting trapped. And one of the other guys tries to save them, but he gets his fingers cut off in the process. And I actually caught their names, the gay couple, Adam and Shane, who are then separated while they were pulled away from the rest of the team. Speaking of the rest of the team, they decide to run off towards one of the exits, only to see that their exits have been completely blocked off. But I believe it's the wife who says, or the future wife-to-be says she wants to stay because, for whatever reason, she assumes that they can still save whoever is left, even though we as the audience already know they're already all dead. So anyways, Jackie gets grabbed, then they go back to running, and they check out all the other doors, and all the exits are blocked. So Karen freaks out. The recording lady, it was Karen. So Todd being, I think Todd was, oh fuck, I think he was the main character's guy, and I just heard his name at this point of the movie, finally. but they do find a way technically outside, like this little middle outside area. And one of them checks like the upper area to see the girl, and then he falls down. So, anyways, Katie and her husband move to look for some service in their phones, and Katie really goes off. Or, sorry, not Katie. Katie, yeah, and no, sorry. What was her? Uh, God damn it. What was her name? Oh my god. The main character's name. Anyway, she freaks out on her brother, the one that was future plays to be married. Was her name Katie? Oh, I'm getting her. I got her confused with her sister a lot throughout the note, my little notes here. Anyway, the wife, the actual wife, soon to be anyway, continues to read. As I mentioned, she does that quite a bit about the priest. So they figure out that they can get the light back on through this generator. So they decide that they want to split up 3 on and another set of 3 because there's that many characters left. 3 of them decide to go for the actual generator itself, and the other 3 decide to play as a distraction. So the future couple and the guy who got his hand cut off, the 3 of those people go to get the ghost, and the other 3, includes the main character, Gabrielle, that was the main character's name, sorry, go towards the generator. So in the process, the future wife gets her leg cut, and Amanda, being able to almost instantly teleport to the main team and talk to them, and they hit the light on her, which blinds her temporarily. One of the guys, though, in the process of them running, gets cut from behind and gets left behind because he's dead already. So the 2 teams reunite, and now there's only 4 left. So there's Gabe and Todd, who are that, and the future wedded couple is the only 4 characters left at this point. Oh, and Karen, so there was technically 5, but she is called out, and she is the next off to go on her own, and Kate, being in her state, just decides to kiss her guy, or Gabrielle, I think it was, finally decides to do that. Anyways, Karen is calling out for Eric, and she sees the little girl, and she decides to play a game, removing her flashlight and replacing it with a glow stick and a camera, but she does eventually turn the light on the girl, and then gets stuck, and then gets pulled into the darkness. So, the couple want to head towards and join the other 2, but more lights are going out, and the fire, that they were around goes out, and the things around them are getting pushed around. But the future wife to be gets pulled away into the darkness. She's the one that's next, and Todd rushes out to try to go save her. So, the other 2 see Amanda, and they also flee. and they go up to where they can see a security guard who is outside, and they try to call out to him, but he doesn't notice. So, they get separated, obviously, at some point. So the guy says he does his little attempting to be brave thing, and that doesn't bode well for him. So she contacts Todd via radio, and she calls out to Amanda and wants to play a game. So she wants to be the one to hide and flee from Amanda, and lures her back into the original room where she originally came out of. So Todd turns on the generator, which allows the lights to come back on, and she locks the room with the lights all on. However, that doesn't actually work all that well when the lights start to go out when she somehow finds a way out of her own room. So the darkness spreads, and Gabrielle runs with Todd, and Todd eventually gets pulled into the darkness, leaving Kate alone, leaving her to read some initial notes, and then she burns the notes, and that is the end of Hide in the Light. So it starts off with this team. The team get picked up off one by one, leading the main character to be the only one to survive. And there are moments where they blame her for even, because she was the one that kept on insisting that they even go to this place. And every plan that they came up with was foiled very quickly by this ghost. This ghost didn't very clearly play by any specific rules. Even the thing of hide in the light, that didn't really pan out too well for them, all things considered. And it only came to be an option of actually playing the game until way when she was essentially almost one of the only ones left. So there's that. So this is your typical pick-off characters that aren't really all that significant off. So, in that case, I'd give this movie a 4 out of 10. I think it's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing particularly strong. Pretty typical stuff. So that's my review of Hide in the Light, and if you enjoyed it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also make sure to check out that link in the description. I'll head you over to my Patreon page. Any donations are greatly appreciated. And until next time, everyone, bye-bye.